Utah, mid-October
Talk to me, Kepler.
1991.
What am I looking at?
23:47
Oh my God.
hours. Two physicists hunched over flickering monitors in the Dugway Range, a military installation masquerading as an observatory. The fly's eye detector sprawled across the desert like a mechanical insect, its phototubes scanning for radiation signatures most would consider myth. Dr. Kepler nursed cold coffee. His partner, Morrison, had already written off the evening as another dead end in their cosmic surveillance operation. The universe wasn't cooperating tonight. No anomalies, no signals, just the static hiss of empty space. Then, a crimson indicator pulsed on the console. Kepler's chair scraped concrete as he lurched forward. The readout didn't make sense. Couldn't make sense. Energy signatures like this violated every theoretical ceiling they'd established. He cross-referenced the data 3 times, checking for equipment malfunction, solar interference, terrestrial contamination. Nothing. This was real. Morrison leaned over his shoulder. "Talk to me, Kepler. What am I looking at?" The physicist's throat went dry. 3 words escaped, a whisper that would echo through particle physics for decades. Oh my God. That's what they'd eventually call it. A singular cosmic bullet, possibly a proton, given statistical probability, that shattered every assumption about universal speed limits. The numbers read like fiction. This lone subatomic traveler carried 40 million times the collision force of anything humanity had manufactured in our most advanced accelerators. While available energy calculations tempered this somewhat, the practical impact would only be 200 times our best efforts. The raw statistics remained incomprehensible. Velocity? 99.9999957% light speed. Imagine a particle missing the cosmic speed limit by a margin so microscopic it defied notation. Photon energy? 100 quintillion times more potent than visible light. 20 million times beyond any electromagnetic radiation we'd documented. The velocity phantom wasn't just fast. It was a traveler from conditions we couldn't replicate, perhaps couldn't even survive. A messenger from cosmic violence we'd never witnessed. 1981. Late shift at a terrestrial observatory. Astronomer Robert Kirshner hunched over spectroscopic data, mapping galactic redshift patterns like a cartographer charting an infinite ocean. Routine work. Predictable. Until the instruments went silent. Not malfunctioned, silent. One moment, his equipment registered dense stellar populations. The next, nothing. An informational cliff that shouldn't exist. He recalibrated. Adjusted angles. Ran diagnostics. The void persisted. What Kirshner had stumbled into wasn't equipment failure. It was a gravitational wound in the cosmic fabric. A region so devastatingly empty, it would earn a nickname worthy of cosmic horror literature. The Great Absence, also known as Boötes' Void, spanning 330 million light-years across. This region represents antimatter in spatial form. Not literal antimatter, but an inverse of cosmic structure itself. The galactic web, that intricate network of superclusters forming the universe's skeleton, naturally creates voids between filaments. Expected, normal. But Boötes? This exceeded normal by magnitudes that troubled cosmologists. If this region followed standard cosmic density, roughly 2,000 galaxies should populate its volume. Actual count, 60. Imagine a metropolis the size of Texas containing only a dozen houses. That level of emptiness. The existential weight. Boötes sits approximately 700 million light-years from Earth. But consider this thought experiment. If humanity's cradle, the Milky Way, occupied the void's center, our telescopes wouldn't have detected neighboring galaxies until the 1960s. Our entire understanding of cosmology would have emerged only within living memory. We'd have believed ourselves utterly, terrifyingly alone until a single human generation ago. The Great Absence isn't just empty. It's a reminder that cosmic geography determines cosmic philosophy. Location shapes reality. And something about that vast, inexplicable nothingness triggers primal unease even in rational minds. Virgo Cluster, 1984. 2 astronomers pointed their apparatus toward the Virgo supercluster, a region thick with stellar formations. Standard survey work. Except their instruments detected gravitational signatures where their eyes registered nothing. Not darkness. Not dust obscuration. Literal absence of visible structure. Yet the data insisted galaxy present. Mass confirmed. Location verified. Asterisk asterisk. They discovered what would become known as phantom galaxies, or in clinical terminology, ultra-diffuse galaxies, UDGs. These spectral formations possess galactic dimensions, some matching the Milky Way's diameter, yet appear translucent. See-through. Ghostly imprints where galaxies should blaze. NGC 1052 DF2, discovered in 2018, exemplifies this phenomenon. Compare it to our home galaxy. Milky Way asterisk 200 to 400 billion stars compressed into a luminous spiral. DF2 asterisk perhaps 1 billion stars scattered across equivalent space. The result? A galaxy so diffuse you can observe distant formations through its structure. The explanation lies in stellar demographics. Phantom galaxies harbor predominantly ancient, dying stars, the universe's retirees, having exhausted their fusion fuel and dimmed to near invisibility. Minimal star-forming gas means no new luminous generations. But here's where the case file gets strange. Some phantom galaxies are saturated with dark matter, invisible mass comprising potentially 95% of their composition. This fits theories requiring dark matter as galactic scaffolding. Others? Virtually no dark matter detected. Two contradictory states. Same phenomenon. No unified theory explaining the divergence. Formation mechanisms? Unknown. Age estimates? Speculative. Whether these are ancient relics or contemporary anomalies, the file remains open. Even Wikipedia betrays the mystery. The discovery credit lists Alan Sandage, reputable American astronomer, extensive documentation, and Bruno Bingeli, whose hyperlink bizarrely redirects to a Swiss curling athlete. The universe, it seems, has a sense of humor about its enigmas. File 4, The Orphans. Picture this scenario. Friday night. Alone in your quarters. No messages. No calls. Just you, ambient darkness, and the particular isolation modern life facilitates. That loneliness. Microscopic compared to what certain celestial bodies endure. Rogue planets. The cosmic orphans. Standard planetary existence involves orbital mechanics, gravitational bondage to a parent star. Purpose. Direction. Predictable trajectories. Rogues possess none of this. They drift through interstellar void without anchor, without destination, propelled only by ancient momentum and the slow decay of primordial heat. The scale of this phenomenon staggers comprehension. The Milky Way contains roughly 200-400 billion stars. Conservative estimates suggest 5 planets per star, yielding approximately 2 trillion starbound worlds. Rogue planet population? Estimates suggest more rogues than stars and conventional planets combined. Let that calculus settle. An invisible majority, untethered, undetected, statistically dominating planetary demographics. Origin stories vary asterisk. Method 1 asterisk gravitational ejection. Sometimes, planetary systems destabilize. Orbital resonances shift. A world gets caught in a multi-body gravitational slingshot and achieves escape velocity. What was once a functioning member of a solar family becomes an exile, flung into the void on a one-way trajectory to nowhere. Method 2 asterisk failed ignition. These rogues form through stellar birth processes but lack sufficient mass to trigger fusion. They're star wannabes, cosmic misfires that achieve planetary size but never achieve stellar purpose. Interestingly, most rogues likely originate this way. Massive gas giants, still warm from formation, wandering the galactic disk alone. The debate continues whether these formation rogues qualify as planets or brown dwarfs, stellar failures occupying the definitional gray zone. Detection remains extraordinarily difficult. No reflected starlight. No orbital predictions. Just faint thermal signatures from the largest specimens, while countless Earth-sized rogues drift completely invisible to current instrumentation. Somewhere in our galaxy, a terrestrial world potentially harboring frozen oceans travels alone through absolute darkness. No sunrise. No seasons. No possibility of rescue. If you've ever felt existentially untethered, remember, entire planets experience that condition permanently. File 5. The Salute Incident. Soviet Space Station Salute, 7. Day 155 of Mission Operations, ****. Cosmonauts Leonid Kazim, Vladimir Solovyov, and Oleg Atkov had endured mechanical failures, fuel leaks, and power outages throughout their orbital deployment. Stress levels, critical. Mental fatigue, documented. Late in their mission, approximately 2300 hours Moscow time, Kazim noticed atmospheric irregularity inside the cabin. An amber luminescence, not solid particulate, but diffuse radiance saturating the pressurized environment. Before he could report it, the phenomenon intensified. Brilliant incandescence flooded the compartment, forcing all 3 cosmonauts to shield their eyes. Then, cessation. Abrupt return to normal cabin lighting. Kazim moved to the observation port. What he witnessed defied mission protocols, psychological training, and materialist philosophy. Massive winged silhouettes hovering in orbital proximity. Multi-story scale. Humanoid configuration. Emitting that same amber radiance. Calm. Observant. Unmistakably intentional in their presence. All 3 cosmonauts confirmed visual contact. Same description. Same duration. Same inexplicable serenity from the entities. Then, nothing. The figures vanished as instantaneously as they'd manifested. Ground control's response ** immediate dismissal. Shared hallucination. Stress-induced psychosis. Atmospheric refraction. Anything but the literal interpretation. The incident remained classified until post-Soviet archival releases revealed similar reports from subsequent Salute 7 crews. Independent witnesses describing identical phenomena. Proposed explanations. Theory 1 * psychological. Extended orbital deployment, equipment failures, and isolation create conditions for mass hallucination. The human mind, under duress, generates protective fantasies. Theory 2 * optical. Rare plasma formations or aurora-like phenomena interacting with solar radiation at specific orbital altitudes could create complex visual distortions. Pareidolia, the tendency to perceive familiar patterns, completes the illusion. Theory 3 * redacted pending further investigation. No consensus exists. The cosmonauts maintained their account until death. Atmospheric scientists found the plasma theory plausible but unverified. Psychologists noted stress factors but couldn't explain cross-crew consistency. The file remains open. Somewhere in declassified archives, incident reports describe angelic figures observed in low Earth orbit by multiple trained observers. Explanation? Unknown. Truth? Inaccessible. The most unsettling possibility? That humanity's instruments can detect particles traveling 99.9999957% light speed, can map voids 330 million light-years across, can identify galaxies we literally see through. But some phenomena resist all instrumentation, all methodology, all rational framework. Perhaps that's the most terrifying discovery of all. Viewer discretion. These phenomena remain under investigation. Draw your own conclusions. Trust the evidence, but verify everything. ***.